If you want to stay up to date with all current hip hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications to become part of this community.
So, Lil Durk and Lil Baby are still set to drop their new collaborative album, The Voice of the Hero, sometime soon, and we actually recently got a release date for it after Baby posted something to Instagram announcing it for May 28th. He then deleted that post again, but later on, uploaded the same post again, and so we were pretty sure that this thing was going to drop on May 28th, which was the last Friday in May, so this month still. But this all changed, and we got word from Swiss Beat. And this was just yesterday that this happened, and the reason is that Baby and Durkio are pushing their LP back to make room for DMX's first posthumous album, Exodus. Exodus was just announced a couple of days ago too, and we even have the official track list for that, which we're going to get into a little bit later on in the video. I want to kind of talk about what the features on there are and what this all means. But first, let's continue with the story that Baby and Durkio pushed their LP, The Voice of the Hero, back. We learned this from Swiss Beat, who hosted a listening party for that new DMX record, which it was obvious that at some point we were going to get a posthumous DMX record. Unfortunately, if you're into hip-hop, you've been following the channel, you probably know of his tragic passing a couple of weeks ago. Rest in peace. And so because of this, Baby and Durkio don't want to take away from the shine that maybe DMX could get that day one last time in his, of course, now posthumous career, but for him to just, shine bright one last time, which I think is very honorable, very commendable, especially for two young rappers like Baby and Durkio, who, in Baby's case, I would say he's not someone who is influenced as much by, older hip-hop culture. Durkio more so, but for Baby to, go through with this action, say, okay, DMX is a legend, he needs to have this moment for his first or maybe his last posthumous album to shine. I think that's very commendable and very mature of them too, and very, kind of looking out for the culture and being caring about it. And as much as I believe that this was done out of good intention, both from Baby and Durkio, it just seems kind of weird and doesn't make sense that, this album Exodus from DMX was announced, I believe, before Baby uploaded that second time that he confirmed that The Voice of the Hero is dropping on May 28th. So it kind of seems weird that they come back and, unannounce their album after the fact. And it just, it makes you question how sincere this really was. But I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. I think that they did it out of just respect for the game, for the culture, for DMX and his estate, his family. And I'm excited for DMX album coming out on May 28th. And then whenever The Voice of the Hero ends up dropping, I'll be listening to that as well. I'm not really in a rush to hear The Voice of the Hero. We just got some new J. Cole. We got a Baby verse on there. So it's not like, I'm in dire need of some new Baby. But when it drops, of course, I'll take it. Now let's actually get into this DMX album, so the reason why The Voice of the Hero was delayed. And this was announced a couple of days ago. This was posted to DMX's posthumous social media accounts. It says The Legacy Continues, Exodus album. We even got the track list for it just yesterday, I believe. It says official track list, Exodus, and we have 13 tracks on here, and the features are very interesting when you look at them. We of course have Swiss Beat on here, who is, I believe, executive producing this thing, because he was also the one hosting that listening party and being really, excited for every track that came on. We have some very classic features on here. There's an Alicia Keys feature in here, which makes sense if Swiss Beat is, kind of looking over the whole thing. We have a Snoop Dogg feature on here. Then Nas is on here a couple of times, and on the second track, Bath Salts, he is actually again teaming up with Jay-Z, the two rivals, who have recently also collaborated on DJ Khaled's Sorry Not Sorry. And to see them again, link up on here is kind of, it's great. I love the two of them on Sorry Not Sorry, and I think that they can really pull off something great on this new track as well. But considering their history and the fact that even Jay was dropping, just his disrespectful dropping on the same day as Nas continued up until earlier this year, It's just kind of weird to see them, reconciling again. But I'm all here for it. We have Wayne on here on Dogs Out. Then Money Money Money, the fourth track, is featuring Moneybagg Yo, which I think is going to be very interesting because Moneybagg Yo is someone who is not a new wave, new school rapper, but it's definitely more in that corner and not, those legends, goats that, we would count DMX as. But of course, I'm excited. We have some, Conway, Benny the Butcher, Westside Gun. We have Griselda on here. An Usher feature, which I think is going to be interesting to see. And then only one track, the last one, Prayer, that goes without a feature. This track list and seeing the amount of features makes me kind of, I'm not sure if this was really what DMX had recorded and the way he wanted the songs to be, or if not, we're just going to get filler verses from all these features. And for example, Swiss Beat or whoever was executive producing this thing kind of sliced them back together after the fact, after DMX had passed, which would be too bad. I don't like when posthumous albums suffer from this, but I'm just happy we're getting a DMX album. I think it's funny how the mainstream is again now after his death paying more attention to him. To have someone like Lil Baby and Lil Durk, some of the biggest artists in the world right now, even push back their album for this. For me, that's great. I love that they're showing respect, as I said earlier. But it just, it seems kind of fake to have everyone care about this as much now. And it wouldn't have been the same way if he had just dropped this thing while he was still alive. Of course, now it has a bittersweet taste to it. But his death shouldn't be a marketing tool in what the actual music and the sales of this thing will be like. So I'm hoping still for some amazing music on here. A lot of features, but, some legendary features, as I said, Jay-Z and Nas. Some, kind of funny features like Moneybagg Yo. Griselda is on here. So all in all, I actually expect this thing to maybe not be something crazy, but just a perfect kind of conclusion to his career. Maybe give it a sweeter note that we can then all leave with. So yeah. The voice of the hero, Lil Baby and Lil Durk, is getting pushed back to, we don't have the date yet. We don't know when it's going to drop now, but it has been pushed back because DMX is dropping his new album, Exodus 1-7, on May 28th, the day that the voice of the hero was originally supposed to drop. And now, we're getting that DMX album that day and the voice of the hero sometime later. As I said, I kind of explained that I think this is commendable that Baby and Durkio do this, but also it seems kind of weird and you can question the sincerity of this whole thing. Anyway, that's all I gotta say about this. Now I want to know what you think. Are you sad that the voice of the hero is getting pushed back? Are you excited for DMX's new album? Definitely let me know in the comments down below.
If you watched this video to the end and liked it, and you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, hit that like button, and go follow my social media and blog down in the description. It really helps me out. Until the next one, y'all have an incredible day, and y'all take care.